Backup archive feature can be used to move your backup data from the backup storage to a more cost-effective storage for long-term preservation. Your data which is no longer used or is inactive but still has business values can be archived. This can make sure the data is still accessible when needed. With Vinchin Backup and Recovery, you can archive your backup data to on-premise storages and cloud object storages. Let's get started with on-premise archive. Before creating an archive job, a backup job should be created first, and also make sure there's a storage added for backup archive. Here I have already got a backup job created and have already added an on-premise NFS storage for backup archive. Of course, you can use other storages for archiving, not just NFS. Now let's go to the backup archive page to create a job. Here's a 4-step wizard of creating a backup archive job. Step 1. Selecting the archive source. The archive source can be a backup job or restore points. If you select the backup job, the archive job can be scheduled to run regularly. If you select the restore points, the archive job will run for only once to archive the selected restore points. Here I will select the backup job as archive source and click on Next to proceed to Step 2, the archive strategies. The job mode I will leave it with the archive as scheduled, and for the job schedule it is recommended to archive once a week or once a month. Because each time running the archive job, it will organize the latest restore point into a full restore point and transfer to the archive storage. So the archive job schedule should not be too frequent. Okay, let's proceed to Step 3, the advanced strategies. The archive destination, I will use the on-premise NFS storage, which I added previously. For the transmission strategies, encrypted transmission and compressed transfer are optional. And for retention policy, you can configure by number of restore points as per your actual demands of the data retention. On Step 4, you can review the job settings and submit the creation of this job. When the job has been created, you'll be redirected to the job list screen, and the job status will remain pending. For demonstration purpose, I will run the job manually. Okay, the job has been activated. Let's click on the job name to take a look at the job details. Here's the job running logs. Here's the job transmission flow. This is an on-premise archive job, so the transmission is very fast and the job is completed already. To check the archived backup data, let's go to the backup archive data page. Here's the full restore point. Its timestamp is 2315. Let's check from the backup data list. As we can see, here's a backup chain. The restore point at 2315 is an incremental restore point. As mentioned previously, Vinchin Backup and Recovery will organize the latest restore point into a full restore point and then right into the archive storage. With the on-premise archived restore point, we're able to directly perform full VM restore, instant VM restore, and granular restore. That's all for the on-premise archive. Next, I will demonstrate you how to set up a cloud archive. It's similar as the setup on-premise archive. The only difference is that the storage should be a cloud object storage. Here, I have added Alibaba Cloud Storage as my cloud archive storage. Except Alibaba, we also support AWS S3 and other S3 compatible cloud storages. Later on, more cloud storages like Microsoft Azure Blob Storage, Huawei Cloud Storage, Wasabi Cloud Storage, and more will be supported. Let's take a brief view of how to add AWS S3 Cloud Storage. Storage type should select Cloud Storage. Vendor should be AWS S3. In the region drop-down list, please select a region which you wish to connect to. For service endpoints, it's optional. You can enter the URL of the entry point for AWS service, or leave it blank, or it will use the default service in the AWS region. After entering the access key ID and the secret access key, you can scan the storage bucket or manually tap one. For the folder field, you can either manually enter a new folder name to create, or you can select an existing folder by clicking on Auto Select. In the name field, define a name for this cloud storage for identification. As for storage objective, it will be used for backup archive by default and cannot be changed. And for the size, it is the storage quota you define for this cloud storage. OK after these settings by clicking on OK to add the AWS S3 cloud storage. Since we had added the cloud storage, so next we can create a cloud archive job. All settings are the same as creating an on-premise archive job. Although in step 3, the archive destination should select the cloud storage. OK, the job is completed. Here we got the restore point stored in the cloud storage. It's not like the on-premise archives, which can be used to restore VMs directly. To use cloud archives to restore VMs, you need to create an archive restore job to first retrieve the archived restore points to an on-premise storage, and then use the retrieved restore points to restore your VMs. OK, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.